What bands did you play with here when you were starting out?
When I was starting out, it was a great band, a local band called Lotus, and that was great schooling. They made a 6-piece, so we did all this Doobie Brothers all the way through to Free, so I had a great schooling.
Yeah.
I was the bass player. They were all average age 25. The keyboard player was from The Few. You ever heard of a band called The Few?
Yeah, played the pound and all. Yeah.
He was 32 years of age at the time, and I was 14, and he wasn't impressed with that at all. He said, "Look, kid, just watch my left hand, okay?"
Yeah,
he wasn't impressed. They said, "Look, you weren't the best guy, but you were the most enthusiastic, so they gave me the gig."
That's brilliant. As you say, it's such a steep learning curve. You learn with those guys, and that's it.
Totally, it was brilliant. And then I went on and played with a band called the Male Caucasians, one of the sort of post.
I remember the Male Caucasians.
Yeah, we were a 4-piece, and we went down to Dublin and got some records out there. Down there, we met the likes of Bob Geldof. Round in the Bailey Bar, Phil in it. We were kids, and then I eventually joined a band called the Bogey Boys.
Yeah,
with Jimmy Smith. They were very big on the circuit at the time. They were sort of on Chrysalis Records, but they were doing the ballroom circuit.
Yeah.
So I played with a show band, a band called the Gentry, for about 6 months, and it was like 3 hours a night and stuff. But when I joined the Bogey Boys, we went out in our first gig. We played like an hour and 10 minutes, and Jimmy turned around and said, "Right, that's it." And it was all original or like blues. And I was like, "Is this a ballroom here, 1,000 people?" He says, "No, that's our show, man. That's us done."
That's it, yeah.
And it was amazing. And that was it. It just went on from there, really,
Yeah, brilliant. Now, the last time I saw you, you were playing with the Adventures in the Empire. That was some night as well.
It was a fantastic night. And I hadn't been too aware of them. Shamie O'Neill come and approached me about it. He says, "Davy, I think this would be good. You'd like this, enjoy this." So I got to know the guys, and I'd heard a documentary with Pat Gribben, and actually inadvertently knew one of their drummers over in Los Angeles that I'd played with. So I really enjoyed it, really enjoyed their music. It was refreshing to me. And I said later on that night to Terry, I said, "Man, you guys should be playing all the time. I'm working, a great band, great Belfast band,
They only get together the odd time,
Yeah,
so that's, because that gig sold out in a heartbeat, I think, So
it was brilliant. And, it was a good DJ on that night too. He played all the right tunes. It was really good night.
Billy played all the right,
Is
that's
that right?
Yes, Billy Reynolds, good guy.
Reynolds, nice
good
one,
guy.
Billy.
Yeah. So, listen, yourself, the reason, we get lots of musicians in here.
Yeah.
But you're probably going to realise that every musician's dream, every songwriter's dream, you're getting to perform with the Ulster Orchestra.
I know, that's amazing.
Seriously, they're going to do a concert, and is it your music?
It's my music. They approached me to do about a year ago. The managing director, Richard Wigley, said, "I think we could do something together." And I was like, okay. I went away and thought about it and called him up to talk about it. And I was flattered, obviously, and I thought, this is great. But then I was also thinking, I've heard some of this before, orchestras and bands, and, it could be like a synthesizer with strings on top, And so I thought it'd be a good idea to do it. Instead of having a band, the orchestra would be the band. I thought that would be interesting. So I proposed that, and he was right on it. And he said, "Davy, we want to bring, we're crossing out, we're putting from one of it, we're crossing over with the community. We want to try different genres of music."
Yeah.
They go up to do the Culture Land. I know they've done the Great Northern Songbook. They've done Lush and the Odyssey.
Yeah.
So when they came to me about this, they said, "Your songs, it's gone under the umbrella of rhythm and blues." I don't know, there's different people what rhythm and blues is today, but to me it's blues, rock, soul. So that's how it came about, Johnny, and here we are. It's like 2 days' time for the orchestra.
But it's a big thing. The likes of Foy Vance and Gareth Dunlop and all would love this opportunity. Have an orchestra perform your music.
Yeah, and he came to me and, "Why me?" And he says, "Well, I've heard you." And
well, there you go. No better. He's heard you and he likes it.
Yeah.
And, if it was anything like the gig I saw you do in the Empire, then no wonder you got the gig.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
It's an expensive process, scoring for an orchestra.
Totally.
Who organised that?
Well, once we got it up and running, Richard also said, "Davy, I don't know if you're aware that the Arts Council sometimes have grants for such situations." And I said, "Well, you know what? I've always been self-funded, always made my own way and cut my own records that way." And I said, okay. So I looked into it, and the Arts Council had what they call the ACES grant, Artist Career Enhancement Scheme. So I applied for it, and that was like a thesis.
Yeah,
It really
yeah.
was.
Oh, yeah.
And I understand, and I was awarded it. So that has helped me to afford me to pay for the arranger, a guy called Graham Stewart's doing the arrangements. And it's also, they also stipulated that it's for for your to further your career. So we want you to spend the money on yourself, whether you need some tools to do that or to pay yourself. So I've spent a lot of time preparing the music.
Yeah.
Both Graham and myself. And Richard did stipulate. He said, "Look, if it doesn't come off, we're still in business. We're still going to, figure out how to go about this."
Yeah.
But it has really, really helped the grant that they've brought through. It's been fantastic. What can I tell you? It's brilliant.
Terrific. I mean, it's every musician's dream, every songwriter's dream, just to hear what their songs would be like backed with an orchestra.
Yeah.
So that is terrific. And when is the gig then?
It's on Friday, 2 days' time, 31st, 8 p.m. in the Ulster Hall. That's another thing.
Yeah.
It's like really the Ulster
Smashing
Hall.
venue. You getting a bit nervous?
Yeah. There's a few last minute arrangements coming together.
Yeah.
I brought in 2 backing singers with me, Jackie Rainey and Mark Graham.
Yeah.
So rehearsals have gone great with them. I haven't rehearsed with the orchestra yet. Tomorrow's the first rehearsal.
Whoa.
So it's like, and everybody keeps telling me, Davy, it's like having a big duvet around you. It's just such having a full hi-fi stereo.
Yeah.
You're standing in the middle of it and it's
Brilliant.
right around you. So I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. Then there's a run through on Friday evening. Then it's showtime. We have a band too opening for us. The couple of guys, I haven't met the guys, but I've heard their music, really liked it and thought they would complement the whole thing very nice. So they're coming on a group called Gormica. I don't know if you've heard
I haven't
of
heard them yet, no.
A guy called Dermot Rooney plays an old steel guitar, like, the American steel 20s and 30s. He's really into that lead belly sound. But he's got a guy playing boron and a girl singing. And so there's a slight Irish undertone. And I thought this would be just lovely to complement the whole thing. So that's the story. We're on at 9 o'clock.
Well, sounds terrific. It really does. So, listen, you're going to sing us a song?
I'd love to.
Give us one then.
Yeah. There's a song off of an EP out called Heart and Soul. It's been out for a while, and this is the first song off it, Johnny. I had a fast car till I got into a crash. I had a big house till I ran right out of cash. When I looked around, all my friends are gone. I knew I had just one thing to keep me hanging on, and that was love. Your love, only love that can take you higher. Only love will bring you down. Only love feeds the fire that keeps me warm when you're not around. Yeah. Oh, I was so I walked on hallowed ground, but I fell down so low. The hell I was surely bound. Said, Lord, please save me. And that's when you came along. You gave me just one thing to keep me hanging on, and that was love. Your love, only love, it can take you higher. Only love can bring you down. Only love can feed the fire that keeps me warm when you're not around. Only love take you higher. Only love bring you down. Only love can feed the fire that keeps me warm when you're not around. Only love can feed the fire that keeps me warm when you're not around. Only love can feed the fire. Only love will bring you down. Only love feeds the fire that keeps me warm when you're not around. Na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na. Na 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 na, na 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 na. Only love can take you higher. Only love will bring you down. Only love can feed the fire that keeps me warm when you're not around. Only love can feed the fire that keeps me warm when you're not around.
Brilliant, Davy. Thank you very much. Right, folks,
Thank you,
that's Davy Watson, Ulster Hall on Friday with the Ulster Orchestra. Good luck
Thank you
to
very
sir.
much. Thanks a million, Johnny.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for
mate.
having us on.